Hello everyone, welcome to the ABCD of CBSE English. My name is Tazir, and in today's video we're going to talk about a very interesting, yet as considered by many students, one of the most difficult English grammar topics, which is conditionals or conditional sentences. So let's start the video. Now let us begin with the primary question. What is a conditional sentence in English grammar? Now a conditional sentence gives a condition first and then a result of that condition. For example, if you eat a lot, you put on weight. In this sentence, if you eat a lot is the condition and you put on weight is the result of that condition. Now please remember that most conditional sentences generally start with if, and all conditional sentences have two parts. Now I'm going to give you a small memory task. You just need to remember four numbers: 0, 1, 2, 3. That's all, because we'll be dealing with four types of conditionals: zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. Now here, let me make it clear to you that zero conditional sentences and first conditional sentences are pretty easy. All we need to do is get a little deeper into second conditional sentences and third conditional sentences, which we'll be doing in a while. And trust me, I'm going to make them super easy to you in this video. Let's start with zero conditional. Like I said before, zero conditional sentences are pretty easy to understand and also easy to remember. So zero conditional sentences express a habit or a scientific fact. Let us look at our previous example again. If you eat a lot, you put on weight. And let's look at one more example with a scientific fact. If you heat ice, it melts. In other words, if this thing happens, that thing happens. And how do we make the sentences? We put if with simple present, and we put another simple present with a comma in between. We can also reverse the sentence without a comma. For example, you put on weight if you eat a lot. Ice melts if you heat it. Remember, if you start the sentence with if, you need to put a comma after the first clause. I will talk about the clause in English grammar in another video. So before I start discussing the first conditional sentences, I would like to ask a couple of questions to you here. Question 1. If you feel tired, what will you do? Probably you will get some rest, right? Question 2. If you do not sleep tonight, how will you feel tomorrow? I guess you will feel sleepy all day long. So first conditional sentences talk about a situation and its result in the future. And how do we form the sentences? We put if with simple present, we put a comma, and we put simple future. We can reverse the sentence. For example, you will sleep if you feel tired. You will feel sleepy all day tomorrow if you do not sleep tonight. Super easy. Now, before I move on to discuss second and third conditional sentences, I'd like to make things easier for you. Now, second conditionals are also called present unreal conditional because they deal with present situation which are unreal. And third conditional sentences are also called past unreal conditionals because they deal with past situation which were unreal. We'll be looking at these two conditionals in detail now. Now, before I start with the second conditional sentences, I would really love to tell you about an incident that happened to me the day before yesterday. Because that incident is going to help you understand the second conditional sentences in a better way. So here is what happened. I applied for an online language teaching course from a university in Australia. Eventually, they called me for an entrance test in one of their centers. I went to the center day before yesterday and I appeared for the test. After the test was over, just when I was getting out of the exit gate, I found a mobile phone. I came inside the campus and looked for the person, but unfortunately, everybody left the campus. So I headed towards the office so that I can hand it over to somebody who can later on give the phone to the person, but the office too was closed. So I brought the phone home. Now I want to call the person, but there is a screen lock on the mobile and I cannot get in. I don't know what to do. If I knew the number of the person, I would call him. If I knew his address, I would send him the phone. But hold on a second. Do I know his number? No. Do I have his address? No. So I'm talking about a situation in the present which is not true because I don't have his number or his address. In other words, if this thing happened, that thing would happen. A few more examples could be, if I was rich, I would travel to many cities. If my baby saw a snake, she would be terrified. And how do we form the second conditional sentence? We put if with simple past, we put a comma, and then we use would plus verb. Pretty easy, isn't it? Well, before I move ahead with the third conditional sentences, I would really like to share a regret story of my life. In other words, whenever I remember this story, I feel really sad. But this story is going to help you understand third conditional sentences in a better way. Here is what happened. When I was 7 years old, my uncle wanted me to learn swimming. But I was against it because I was so scared of water that I never wanted to go near water. However, one day he pranked me and he took me to the nearest pond. He somehow took me to the middle of the pond and then made me cling to a banana trunk. And then he left. From the bank, he was shouting that he wanted me to swim with the banana trunk and get to him. But I did not do that. I was just clinging to that banana trunk for almost like an hour, and then he came and took me back. I was so angry with him, I shouted at him. From that day on, I never learned swimming. Now, that's a sad story. I really feel sad about it. But if I had used that opportunity, I would have learned swimming. If I had swum with the banana trunk that day, I would have learned swimming. Let's ask these questions. Am I talking about the past? Yes. Am I regretting? Yes. Did I actually swim that day? No. So third conditional sentences are used to talk about the past situations which were unreal. Usually, third conditional sentences are used to talk about past situations which we regret. Some other examples could be, if I have known about NASA, I would have studied engineering. If I had seen you in the party, I would have called you. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you have liked this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The ABCD of CBSE English. You may share the video with your friends or classmates so that they can also get benefited by it. See you again with a new topic next time. Bye-bye.